Welcome, everyone, to another adventure into getting the computer to motherfucking work today. Today is the motherfucking comedy show because I'm swearing like a beach right now because today has been an awful internet day today. We intend to offend with this show. So if you have a serious stick up this ass, please X the screen or hit Control F5 and you will be out of here. So, if you have a delicate sensibility, can't take a joke, don't laugh at jokes, and all you want to hear is your freaking what's your purpose, this is not the show for you today. Welcome once again, my intrepid comedic co-host, Monty Dean.
Hello from the future, because I'm in Australia and it's 5 degrees Celsius or 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm ready to laugh just to survive.
Just to survive. Burn a few extra calories while you're freezing your ass off.
Yeah. I can't wait till the planet realigns and we're just, tropical summer for eternity. That's my goal. And if not, I'll find it. There's 4 billion star systems in the galaxy. I'll find a planet I like. I'm sure.
You'll find one. You'll find one that'll fit what you're looking for.
Exactly, yeah.
It might have some Dracos on it, but you can get rid of them.
Well, people call them problems. I call them challenges.
Yes, everybody, LGBTQDs.
Reptilian rights have been suppressed for eons, and quite frankly, we need to shut up, you stupid lizard. Apparently, the Washington Redskins are changing their name to Lizards because that's more representative of the people in Washington, D.C.
Pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
So, Monty, today we are going to be taking the piss out of a variety of subjects, but you wanted to do a coverage of what we talked about in the shows earlier this week. So why don't you do the comedic overview of what has happened and what has been talked about?
Well, on Thursday's show, which was Friday morning, and I'll stop doing that because time's an illusion. It's also a pain in the ass because, hey, good afternoon. It's like 8 a.m. in the morning. What are you talking about? The callers you had were awesome. The time traveler, I'm like, hey, all right, I know you. Well, I've seen you at the meetings where I came up with the concept. Your body is a TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside, and spiritually that works. If you think about it.
Yes, you have an infinite amount of space inside your body to make mistakes, fill it up with traumas.
Yes, a master of limitation, and we enjoy that we're over that now. So, and also you mentioned how lockdown. I'm not calling it a scamdemic or a plandemic or an epidemic, big words I can't spell. It's lockdown. That's what we're in. So I'm hello from lockdown 2, lock harder. Yay, Victoria.
Lockdown 2, lock harder, starring Monty Dean.
How can the same thing happen to the same guy twice?
It's not a repeat. It's a reboot.
Yeah. See, history doesn't repeat. It rhymes. Thank you, Mr. Twain. Swine. Let's see.
We had Arcturians. We had Arcturians.
Oh yeah. That's we also you're talking about the crystals and the markets and eBay and everything else like that. Yes, Jamie, I have used "Will you be my quarantine?" I used that in March. It's a great line. Will you be my quarantine? That's the problem about dating in this world today, because it's not a commitment or 12 hours. It's like, do I want to spend 2 weeks with this person? Even if you just meet at a bar. Lockdown with a vengeance.
Lockdown 3, lockdown with a vengeance, starting Monty Dean.
Yeah, that will be September. You're talking about how everyone is selling crystals and the prices are disproportionate. And I came up with the term Gemageddon.
Yes, when we were talking post show yesterday, Gemageddon, I kind of let everyone know how lockdown is hurting the whole party industry, the people that go to shows, fairs, And the guys that carry the crystals and have these big, gigantic setups, 60 to 80% of them are going out of business. And many of them have a $500,000 stock from the last season. And they produce about $500,000 to $2 million of stock every year from the big gem shows. And this year's gem show in Tucson, Arizona, which is the largest gem show in the world, virtually had no one at it. So it's the liquidation. And I said on yesterday's show, you can literally get $1 million crystal collection for $1,000 on eBay in the next 6 months. That's why he called it Gemageddon.
Yeah, exactly. Gemageddon.
So Petrushka, no way. Way.
It's so way.
Way. So way.
So do some crystal mining.
On eBay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you can't leave the house. Let the crystals come to you. And so that was that as well, which is I actually posted it on Twitter, which makes me think I'm shadow banned because, you know, I say things and it's like, well, Twitter's like, I don't like that. That makes people think. I did a poll of what is going to cause most death, lockdown or COVID, and I got 4 votes, and 3 was the lockdown is going to probably cause more harm than the actual quarantine, the virus. So that's fun for comedy to bring up, you know, mass death. But hey, that's what comedians do on stage all the time.
Yes. All right. So anybody that's listening on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, anywhere else that wants to come and join the Zoom room, the Zoom room is where we interact with the chat room, take questions from the chat room. It's also where we take callers. That is right. If you want to be a caller to later this evening on tonight's show, you must be in the Zoom room. It is the only place we take callers from. You can log in via your computer, tablet, phone, whatever device you want. All the information is there on the screen. And Robert will leave it up there for a minute for all those who are still looking for a pencil or a pen, trying to write stuff down because you can't copy and paste off of a living video image.
Well, not yet anyway. Or maybe, yeah. You could screen cap. There we are. Oh, comedy, the video game.
I'm still laughing at Lockdown 2, Lockdown with a Vengeance.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's people. It's interesting how people are looking at the Victorian government. There's people saying the Premier, which is similar to Governor. You can tell I've been working on an American radio station. I can translate English into English all the time. Like it's 40 degrees Celsius or 40 degrees Fahrenheit. The Premier should resign for his handling of the lockdown and the virus. Then the other side, it's like, he's doing really well. It's like, yeah, we're having a second wave. I don't really see him doing well if we're having a second wave. The interesting thing is, as a side note, they're testing more people. And of course, there's going to be more cases. I know. It's called maths.
And you hear what Trump is doing now? Instead of having all of the COVID data being sent direct to the CDC, it's being sent to him first so he can edit it before it's sent to the CDC.
You mean a politician?
Yes.
Yeah, wow.
So I want to talk about Twitter for a second. You mentioned it before. Did you hear about the giant Twitter hack?
Yes, I did. Ryan Johnson apparently lost his he's an account. This day will remember it in infamy as one of them were taken down. But yeah, it was across the board.
So all the big billionaires, all the big people, all the high-end personalities had their Twitters accessed from a Twitter program that allows them in service program that allows moderators direct access to people's Twitter accounts. So somebody at Twitter was hacked and they put up a Bitcoin scam. For every $1 you send me, I'll send you $2 back.
Yes. It was Obama, Biden, and it was all the famous
and
ones.
All the top billionaires, Elon Musk, everything.
Yeah,
suddenly, what did the White House do? They put Trump's Twitter account in the bunker.
Oh yeah, this is what Howard should deal with. This whole awakening thing is you need an element of comedy, because it is, as you said. Well, I think even When was the first time you said that reality is going to turn into or media is going to turn into the Three Stooges?
2013.
Yeah. And I've just added to it where that, stop that, Robert. I've added, it's bred with a Monty Python sketch.
Yes.
And it's just like, you have to laugh. It's very Australian, the Southern philosophy that's like, bad things. It's very hard to live in Australia just naturally because everything wants to kill you. But the trick is to just like go, that's where the Australian apathy comes from. Like, yeah, okay, fine. But if you can find the right position and see how everything is a joke, it helps out. Hence, did you know this is number 8 of our shows?
Yes, I did know that. It was number 8. I was counting them earlier today, how many we've done.
Yes.
And the irony part is I saw a thing of how many people sent money to that scam, and it was like $1.5 million was sent to all those people. Okay?
Wow. Yeah.
What does that tell you about today's society? Come on, it's as bad as the Nigerian prince scandal.
Hey, he's a nice guy, and he has to offload all this money. I mean, it's such a shame. But
Elliot's gonna give me money back. Barack, all the big guys are gonna give money back. You really think they're going to? They would have done it already.
Yeah. And like the true philanthropists, whatever, the people that give money, they do it anonymously because it's not about, it's like, I've given $3 to this homeless man. It's more of like they build an orphanage,
homeless shelters shelters.
Yeah, and feed them for 6 years, and then someone finds out it is Bruce Wayne. So it's never that's the true element of charity. It's like, well, I think people should sort of stay alive instead of using the whole ego grandstanding thing.
But ego grandstanding, it can be so comical.
Oh yeah, well yes, I know. It's like
it gives us so much fuel to look at the elites and go, my God, that was ego grandstanding.
Well, yeah, Bernie Sanders just came to my mind, where it's like, we need free healthcare. I want to cut everyone's wage down to $29,000 a year. I'm pulling out of the presidential race, and I'm going to go rest in one of my multiple homes. No refunds, thank you.
So, Dale, Healing Path. I heard all the Cabal's going to be arrested before Christmas. I bet you $10,000 on live radio recorded no arrests, and no arrests in 2021 or 2022. And I stand by my bets.
Also, I was going to
joke. It was joke. I was not.
Well, I put it to you, sir. He didn't say which Christmas. 2030 is going to go off the hook, y'all.
2053.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like it's like 2053. It was like that's 30 years away. Well, I still will be here, but I mentioned time's going to be slightly different then. So like we will be in a completely different realm of time, because time now, it's really weird where the days are short but the months are long. Remember those heady days of February where yes. Tiger King
where there was no lockdown and mask, and it was just about this Wuhan virus in the background. Yes. The Chinese government was handling.
Yeah. I mentioned that on my my roundtable, Planet Collingwood, Revolution Radio, Wednesdays 2 a.m. That we have to police China because they suck, and that's my political stance on that. The government, of course, not the people. So they just suck, man.
Back in the days, do you remember in 2019 when it was just about Trump and Biden licking people and sniffing people?
Yeah. I
Those
can't remember
were the
last
days.
I can't, like Metallica have a new live album coming out, and apparently it was recorded in October last year. Like, wow. An eon has gone between now and then. Time, where our relationship with time is wibbly wobbly. Bit of Doctor Who references. And is that part of the global narrative, trying to control what's going on? Because as times change, is it our interact? Because time's a social construct, isn't it? And so society's changing, and the narrative's going, Pardon my French, but fuck me, what are we doing? I don't know why it's French. It's an English word.
It's because you're Nazi.
Yeah,
using British and French slang to swear.
Yeah, also, we don't swear. We use it as punctuation.
Yes.
Fuck, eh?
So somebody in the chat room said, what's up with Agenda 121? There is no Agenda 21. It was a psyop from day one.
Ooh, what about
just to get you into fear? You should be worrying about Agenda 2984.678. That's the one you worry about.
Well, also, 21's in 4 months, 5 months, 5.5 months.
Yep.
So that once again, the cabal suck. They're like, we're supposed to be under totalitarian rule in 2000. Yeah, but that was 20 years ago. And you're telling me that we were losing?
Exactly. The cabal's got the same thing. When you have such a big organization, it has its own bureaucracy in it. That's why they can never get the world to end. Its own internal bureaucracy won't put the nukes on the plane.
Have you filled out some forms? For fuck's sake. I do remember.
We're the cabal. We don't need forms. I am of the top 13 families. It says right here, no form, no bomb.
And for those playing at home, the cabal has been using the same playbook from 1640. And then Andrew told me, and that playbook's still on the internet. I'm like, wow. Because it's pattern recognition. Oh, they're doing this now.
Yep. And guess what's happening in the Middle East once again? Yeah,
and China's trying to start a war, and Iran. Now, I know you want to share something about Iran, but we'll do that whenever you want to bring that in.
We'll do that a little later. Let's finish going over the week in review.
Oh, yes, yeah. We haven't got to the Arcturians yet, so... So yeah, you got Gemageddon. Politics is just like Kanye said, like, I'm running for president, and Razorfist, the great man from Arizona, said he missed his deadline, and then 3 weeks later he's pulling out, and was like, oh, he's such an idiot. It's like he didn't fill out the forms. Notice most things in reality, we're Australian, we don't fill out forms. It's like, I'm not filling out a fucking form. You'll get this free travel mug. Give me the pen.
Give me the pen. Exactly.
And that's right as well. The last thing before we get the Arcturians is we had the formation of the Unicorn Clan. No, Unicorn.
Yes, that's right. The Unicorn. Yeah. We have had a unicorn on the show yesterday.
Yep. And as I said to you yesterday as well, Andrew, you're the only show on the internet where you can smile at someone crying.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm so happy they're crying.
It's like, well, where everyone's going through that lovely lady was making that connection to finding the right frequency and her legacy and everything else like that. I had a huge grin, and I'm not typing anything in the, because there's people crying in the chat as well, was connecting. It was a massive moment in creation, but I'm beaming, smiling. It's like, oh, that's so awesome. And I realized that's kind of sick. If you told someone that is like, you were smiling at someone's crying, what is wrong with you?
But it's again one of the only shows you can smile at the healing tears, because you're like, go girl, go.
Yeah, cheering on. It's like, you get those tears out, motherfucker. Come on.
Exactly. Get him out.
The Galactic Historian, he'll make you cry like a bitch, and there'll be a cheer like, go, go, go.
Cheery tears.
Yeah. Also, the thing is with the smiling as well, it's because of Tuesday's show, which was a monumental one as well, where you've anchored half the planet in Arcturian energies. I've been walking around with this sort of this cheeky smirk. It's like, hey, because I realized
what up?
it felt like, we're in the Galactic High School cafeteria. I know the cool kids now.
So everyone, we are in the metaphorical high school cafeteria. Come sit at the cool kids table.
Yeah, it's like, hey.
What's up?
Been watching a lot of
Is that chocolate milk?
Are you going to have your pudding?
Exactly. Trade you.
Yes. I don't know how to make fun of the Arturians because it's like, well, apart from where have you been? Right here, like, oh, that's on me. You should have T-shirts, Andrew. It's me, isn't it? So,
and on the other side, it wasn't me.
It was another me.
It was another simultaneous me.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I've got a whiteboard, but the brain won't do. So with the it's I feel better about myself. Like the solar plexus was amping up and everything else. Like, but you could see in the chat room as well, everyone was tapping into the energy and going off like a frog in a sock in a fry pan. And how was it from the Arcturian point of view? It was like, well, it's about time, or it's like, oh, this is also because it's an energy exchange, isn't it? So they're tapping into humanity's energy, yeah.
Well, I didn't give them any forewarning. So when I clicked,
You
when I
human.
dialed their digits, there was some coffee being spilt, pagers going off. Exactly. What the fuck? They're talking to us. Oh shit! They woke up.
We're on the night shift, you bastards.
Exactly. So some notes had to be going up to the higher ups to wake a bunch of people up.
What now? The bar.
Well, and he's live. Ah, shit.
This is not just like, so it's a one-on-one thing. No.
Is he just crank calling us again? Yes.
Hello, you have reached the high command of the Arcturians. Yeah, we're going live. Oh, fuck.
So once their pagers and stuff went on, and they got the intention of what I was trying to do, which is to use the show as a medium to understand how to create first contact, second contact communication. They brought a bunch of other beings and energy frequencies there just to hold the light. But because I tend to keep things light, keep things moving, keep things comical, it was one of these rolling frequencies of joy and energy that people could palpably begin to feel.
Yeah, that's sort of what I felt, where I think the connection was made, and then I, like, the old style radios where you use the knob and you just tweak the frequency, and so I went into that, and I'm like, ooh. But I'm a watcher, so like, I'm in the cafeteria, I'm at my own table going, hey.
So for tonight's show, I'm going to page the Arcturians, ring-a-ding-ding, ring-a-ding-ding. So they're in our green room right now.
Live from Pluto.
Live from just beyond Pluto. Exactly. We're going to bring them in a little bit. And this is a collective of Arcturian comedians. And Monty and I, before the show, were joking they're just here to steal our jokes.
Yeah, it's like, you can't write. You're not human. You have no idea how to write material like this. But I just find it, because from my perspective that I've seen a lot of higher frequency spiritual types. I'll name check Bashar, not the leader of Syria. That's my joke. I have to point that in. It's not the guy from Syria. It's like,
he's not the genocidal maniac from Syria.
Yeah, he's not a six-dimensional being, or is he? There's a sense of humor. Like even Yeshua Jesus, with like he make a whole congregation. He had to do stand up. Like that's the thing that's not. There's no jokes in the Bible. There's no humor in the Bible. But when you work a crowd, there would still at least be even people like vicars from the pulpit. There's humor there. And that's what I've noticed with higher frequency, especially when we do our roasting of alien races. We find out if they're good or bad, because the good ones is like, oh yes, that's funny. You won't evolve, but you're funny. The other ones just get really angry. It's like,
yes, because when you start roasting something, you put them on the spot right away, and they don't like being put on the spot right away.
Yes, so it'd be interesting to see. Like I jokingly, I need gigs. That's why what's the touring comedy be like? So we'll find out when they turn up, I guess.
So we're gonna be having an Arcturian Netflix special.
How many Dracos does it take to enslave a planet? 15. No, that's Archons. Yeah, shit.
All right. Oh God. Now, something else before we get into bringing the Arcturians, I wanted to talk about Iran. Has people been paying attention to the mystery explosions that have been going on all over their country at their missile facilities, their nuclear facilities?
Yeah, someone mentioned it was like a cyber war or something to do with the internet or something. I'm aware of it, but I haven't. I just read headlines and then forget half of them because it's like I'm not reading that with all clickbait. But 14 signs you're an Arcturian. No. Why? Anyway, so yeah, what is happening with? Is it Iran or Iran?
In Iran. So, do you remember the Chinese city of Tianjin that had an explosion in its port in 2014?
Yeah.
No. Well, let's just say what is going on in Iran is the same thing that happened in 2014, because Tianjin at that time had China's top internet security database system there, master hub to the internet, everything.
Oh, okay, so they centralized.
Yes.
The security, which kind of makes sense. But if you get past all the firewalls and light a match, it's that balance of like, awesome, we can defend everything, but if someone gets through, we lose everything.
Well, the thing is, what's being done is stolen cyber technology from America is being used by very negative Iranians who are trying to kick the mullahs out. And the mullahs at the same time are using stolen American cyber equipment to get this secondary faction out. So they're cyber warfaring them between themselves right now.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
In Ireland, they would be called the Troubles.
The Troubles.
That's so Irish. It's like we've had a civil war for 30 years. We'll just call it the Troubles. All right.
Yeah, it explained it all. It has to do with alcohol and religion.
We don't want to talk about it. It's the same God in the same sectarian violence. Anyway, go ahead. So they're having an internal war, obviously. Is it
right.
cyber civil?
An internal war, one to become more hardliner and one to stay the hardline that they're at.
Yeah, which it's interesting where you, as an outsider, like you want to free the people, but then you're against Iran, and you flip between we have to attack Iran, but not all of Iran, just the crappy bit, and blah 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 blah. And you turn into a CIA agent, basically.
Well, there's other things that are going on. There are very wealthy Iranians who want Iran to come out of the dark ages, but know that the current political situation just isn't allowing it to happen. And many of them are now seizing the opportunity when there's a secret war going on inside there to prepare, let's just say, their own version of Clownland to happen.
They may have seen how China's opened up after the last 30 years.
Yeah,
because but China is sort of like, we should bad accent, and it's probably going to be highly offensive. We should let capitalism in so that people will not destroy us. Just remembering all those Zen jokes you were saying. I have a Tibetan monk friend. He loves takeaway, but he's not a fan of the Chinese.
No, he's not a friend of the Chinese. All right. Why don't Buddhists use vacuum clean? Why don't Buddhists vacuum their corners?
Don't spiritually, or
because they have no attachments.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Whoa. Hey, I hear reincarnation is making a comeback.
I actually shared a meme where there's two Buddhist monks are talking to each other and they're laughing their heads off. They're in the good Zen, and it's like, and then she said, "You only live once."
Exactly. And this the ghosts of your failed relationships are speaking to you through your iTunes shuffle.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. I remember a housemate of mine broke up with his girlfriend, and he listened to the same Hootie and the Blowfish song 200 times a day.
All right, I got one more I'm going to throw out there. This is for all the girls out there. You can all complain about guys using you for sex, but sex is awesome. Start bitching when they use you for laundry, cooking, and as a human shield.
Yeah, because I'm a man.
Okay? If they're using you for laundry, cooking, and a human shield, come on.
And there could be a mother attachment as well.
Exactly. There could be a mama attachment there. Okay?
Yes, I'm not your
and
mother.
This is for all the light workers. Your job is not floating around a cloud of positive affirmation and tossing glitter and rainbows out your ass. That is not your job.
Yeah, because you'll get bills, all right? You have to pay the bills, which come in form. It's all, it comes down to form. All about forms.
Remember, light workers, your job is not floating on a cloud of positive affirmations, tossing glitter and rainbows out your ass. That is not your job.
I've been trying to write a light bulb light worker joke, and I couldn't really think of one. It's like, well, they just walk into a room, don't they? You don't need a light bulb.
Now, how many ascended masters does it take to change a light bulb?
I don't know.
None. It's the light worker's job.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's like light worker pickup giants. Is that my reflection in your pants?
Since we're all one, do you want to come back to my house and masturbate?
Exactly. Now, if anybody's in the chat room and has some really good one-liner light worker jokes, one-liner pickup jokes, please go ahead and put them in the chat room right now. If I could shoot rainbows out my ass while riding a cloud, you'd be a millionaire. Yes, or you'd be a fake light worker.
Or have a reality TV, which is, remember when reality TV was called a documentary?
Yes.
Yeah.
Before it was scripted reality TV.
Yeah. And most of those, I think, yeah, they're all game shows. That's not reality TV. It's a game show.
Yeah, they're all game shows, is right.
Because I watched the very first season of Big Brother in Australia, and the housemates had no idea what was going on outside, strangely enough. And from a scientific point of view, it's like, oh, okay, this is how 12 people, and you're filming everything. But when the housemates got out, they saw the results of how popular they were, and they were, that was part of the scientific experiment as well. The thing is, in the next season, anyone that went in knew how everything was going to work, and it just turned into a game show. And it's like, well, I want to be popular, and I need a job, and I think I'm popular. But the first season was interesting from a scientific point of view. The second season was shit.
So what is scientific about reality TV?
Well,
I love it when people, I'm using the scientific point of view, but I don't really know what that means.
Well, there is that as well, where get me out of here, I'm a celebrity. Well, clearly you're not a celebrity.
You're not a celebrity yet.
Yeah, because you came on this show to try and get more attention. You're a failed celebrity.
No, you're not even a one-hit wonder celebrity yet.
Yeah. So which reminds me of
you're mid B list.
Oh, that's high, because there's seasons. I don't know who the guy is. Like, really, I don't know. Nick Cannon or whatever, where he was fired for being racist. Oh, I'm gonna have
Bill Gates bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Thank you, Robert.
I feel ill. I don't know if you saw Nick Cannon, where he was talking to Professor Griff, ex-Public Enemy, and he was saying that because of melanin, the black people are better than everyone else. Whites are subhuman and they're savages and everything else like that. I think he mentioned Hebrews once, and he gets fired for being anti-Semitic. But all the racism against white people, that's fine. And there's an element of comedy all through that, where it's like he apologized to the Jewish people for being racist, but the whole hate whitey rhetoric was totally fine. It's like, okay, yeah.
That's awesome. I want to read something here from the chat room from Shiloh G. My boyfriend and I thought we were woke, but then we found Laura Eisenhower and Andrew Bartzis and realized we were only diet woke. Oh, that's right. Diet woke. You're vegetarian woke.
Yeah. I share woke is a mental disease. The idea is to be awake, and it's a very fine line.
I want to give a shout out to Dale. I'm in a really good place spiritually, so fuck off. Namaste. Hell yeah.
Going into that swearing revocation. Fucking yeah, well, we've talked about that before, where it's like, you know, there's like a ladder of awakening, where if you wake up to the financial side or whatever, and then like, but I'm awakened spiritually. Oh, who's this Galactic Historian guy? Oh, for sweet fuck no.
Yes, my spiritual download is better than your spiritual download. Me.
Yeah, I've got the T-shirt, and it's just like, you know, do you know you're a multi-dimensional being? It's like, yeah, no, you don't. You don't realize there's 47 versions of just you, and then there's soul fragments all through space and time.
This kind of lines up with what Vassilin just said in the chat room. My oversoul is trolling my soul, my soul shards. So how does an oversoul troll its broken pieces? Look at you down there, all broken up, not doing anything. Stand up on your own 2 feet. Oh, you don't got feet, do you?
Stop blocking yourself. Stop blocking yourself. Stop blocking yourself. Stop blocking yourself.
I'm more fucking dimensional than you are.
I'm wanted on 16 systems. Star Wars.
I wanted on 5,000 dimensions.
And remember, kids, once you get into 5D, the first thing that happens, you're handed a 6D bus pass. Yes. You spend an age going, what the fuck is this?
You spend an eternity going, why did I get why did I get a bus pass?
Wait, there's buses? Why is there a bus?
5D buses? Wait, are there bus drivers? Are there 5D bus drivers?
Are those, are they self-driving?
Are there homeless people still in 5D buses?
Does the bus smell? Thank you, Melissa. Where's the bus? Where's the bus stop?
Where's
How many
the
routes
bus?
are there?
Exactly. Where do we get more bus passes from? I have 1 bus pass. That's it.
Why? It's 6D, but so in 5D I can't use it. What's the point of this fucking bus pass? So there you go. That's just my 5D joke, where it's like, what?
All right. I think we've done enough setup to bring in the Octurians and 40 minutes of live comedy. I think we got one person to spit out their tea under their computer. We're doing good.
Oh, yeah. Now, the Octurians...
I spit my orange juice out on one of them.
Yeah. Was that out of laughing or disgust?
It was laughing. It was good.
All right, fair enough. I was just checking. Now, with the Octurians, here in Australia, we like to shorten everything and put an O. So will they be upset if I call them the Octos?
Yes. They'll be terribly upset. Half of them are gonna leave because it's racist.
Sucks.
We are Arcturians. Get it right.
The Turians? Oh yeah. Well, I'm an Earther, so yeah. Well, actually, how long have I been on this planet?
A long fucking time.
Well, yeah, I suppose. Explains why I'm tired. It's like, I think I'm like, if I was in the Bible, I would be called a watcher. Guess what I do?
You watch.
Yeah, yeah. I love that gag. Yeah. It just sometimes you put jokes in for yourself. I'm a watcher. Guess what I do? I don't know.
What do you do, watcher? Please explain to me. How exactly do you watch? Do you gain points when you watch?
Sometimes, and sometimes I miss the point.
Is it competitive watching?
It could be from now on. I watch better. I use my eyesight way more than you, son. So I've been watching since I was a child.
When you get a watching goal, do you run around and go, "Wogole"?
Well, the irony is when you retire, they give you a gold watch.
A gold watch? Whoa.
Yeah, I know. But because it's a multi-dimensional one, it's like, is this a timepiece or...
Alrighty. So. Let me tune in the frequencies. All right. Monty Dean, you are the MC for this short moment here. So Introduce the Arcturian Collective.
From the outer beyond, from Arcturus. Great chaps. Have a wonderful sense of humor. Please come back. Sorry about the Octo stuff. And I believe there is a ship just on the other side of Pluto. And since they're there, we can find out, is Pluto a dwarf star? Is that not PC? Not a dwarf star, a dwarf planet, or just a planet? I mean, that's the wonderful thing about science. They've been arguing over the size of Pluto for 5 to 10 years. It's have you found anything? No.
Pluto existed and then it didn't exist. It existed, then it didn't exist.
Does this planetary body make me fat? Yeah.
Size does not matter. It is in your astrology. That is all that. It is part of your creator world.
Yes, that is true. And remember, don't trust atoms. They make up everything. And some of them are unstable. I just want to point that out.
Well, with those unstable atoms, one must worry a little bit because your world started with an atom.
Yeah.
Who gave away a rib.
That's an O, not an A. Oh, yeah. So if the world's full of that, so antimatter is Eve's?
Yes. But shh, don't tell anyone that truth.
Bringing balance to the force once again. So so what type of ship is it? Just a round glowing sphere?
No, it is an oblong ship, about 3/4 of a mile long. It's got some small wing-like protrusions on it, and it's got a gymnasium. It's got a little orchestra hall. It's got about 40,000 people that live on it.
So they're one notch up.
Well, think of it like a giant apartment building with restaurants and exercise places.
So they're not
little tiny ships.
They're not our physical. Sorry.
No, they have they have physical living spaces and non-physical living spaces.
Okay. So they're slightly higher up in physicality, or
they're roughly the same size of us, but they can manifest bodies at will, multiples at will.
Oh, okay. So they can enter the 3D, or is it 4D?
3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Ooh. Oh, okay. So yeah, that sort of answers the question because we're stuck on this physical plane, but they can enter it if they choose to. All right, that makes sense. Because if you're a light body, what do you need a gym for?
It's to maintain the body's good looks when you are inside the body. Otherwise, they get a bunch of fat Arcturians. And that has been a problem with their species, who come and enjoy all these wonderful calorie-rich foods all over, and then they put their bodies in storage. Then they get back in their body and they eat a bunch of shit because they're really, really tasty frequencies. And then they put it back into storage, and they come back and they're fat.
Yeah, that's so human. So that kind of makes sense.
Therefore, they must regularly exercise the bodies.
Yeah,
and there are some Arcturians who go from other person's body to body and constantly are exercising other bodies, kind of like dog walkers.
Nice. Yeah. Thank you, Alison. The true meaning of fat storage.
You want to know what they eat? Everything, because everything's is an experience. They've had, your mom's chicken soup from 5,000 different worlds. It's not chicken on that world.
Yeah. So that's the joy of, because this is not, we're going back to that level. That's the interesting part of things. It's like, instead of it's not we're not breaking new ground and we're this is a first time. We're remembering, but it's in a new way. And yeah, I'm confusing myself. That's so human as well.
They're like, well, soon you will evolve beyond that, human. Soon you will not have those moments where your consciousness just lapsed back into no reason.
I just had a thought then. It was like, people are going to miss certain things, like, but I like crying, and I like being depressed, and I want to fill out forms.
Yes, we see how addicted we see how addicted your species is to beating itself and self-deprecating.
Yeah. Masters of Limitation. So I'm sure they have a holodeck
No, they
with
say
that program.
they're saying grandmasters of limitations.
We're so limited we refuse the title. No, I'm not. Ah, dearie me. Well, yeah. Do they listen to music? Like, because I'm from the heavy metal world, and I still have an image of me being sixth dimension, and still listening to Slayer.
So they are brought up on music. Like
Ooh.
when they're babies in the womb, they're hearing music. When they're first born, when their first words they speak are songs being sung. They're brought up on. By the time they're young children, they can play 30 different instruments, and by the time they're adults, they can play 1,000 different instruments. Everything is musical. Their language is musical. Their math is musical. I'll use this musical harmony. So yes, they are musical beings.
But what type of music though? Because like people asking about dubstep, is dubstep still a thing? Psytrance.
They have taken music from tens of millions of different cultures, beats, rhythm, concepts, sounds, everything you could possibly think of, and created in what an Arcturian musical algorithm that can take beats, rhythms, and sounds from other dimensions, time streams, universes, and frequencies, and allow it to be an American dubstep, a British dubstep, because they can mix and remix. And a big part of their culture interaction is using remixed music from other worlds to say, we figured out parts of your culture.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But yeah, being a metal, yeah, it's just because like, yeah,
they're not that big, they're not that big into death metal rock.
Yeah,
there are the few emo Arcturians.
Yeah, I'm not a big death metal fan, but there's a subgenre called melodic death metal. And there's a band called Scar Symmetry who talk about New World Order and spirituality and everything else like that. But I don't really like the aliens land and like, I'm like, oh, all right. But it's not okay. So you're saying that in other alien cultures, metal is still metal, if you know what I mean. It's the outsider type of.
So there are some cultures. There are some cultures where it's skewed differently. Like American country is considered metal to them.
Yeah.
Because they start with a very different soft music. Like, you ever listen to traditional Japanese music?
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
It's freaky compared to a lot of the rest of the world's music.
Mm-hmm.
And then you combine modern anime and old Japanese stuff, you have a completely brand new concept. So there are some cultures where, country, talking about your dog and your truck and your girlfriend, that's their version of metal.
Yeah. We don't listen to this. He depressed. Yeah. So, that's interesting. Yeah. So,
right.
Yeah. Oh, now with the awakening, do we remember everything, or do we awaken to our potential, and then we can go explore as new, if that makes sense?
Both.
So a choice.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's you have different graduations to your awakening too.
Yeah. Okay.
So how if you don't grade your awakening, like an A and A minus.
Extra points on bong smoking. Yeah.
So somebody's gonna ask, do they smoke weed? They do, yes, and they have their own version of it. But Earth stuff has a very unique frequency to it.
Yeah, this Arcturian Kush is awesome. It would make sense, yeah, because if everything's fractalized, I'm sure if you go to Sirius, they have their own sibling, mushrooms.
Mm-hmm. So somebody is asking, do they get sick? Not in the traditional sense. There may be some DNA malfunctions that can create a sickness, but they can get soul sick from seeing disasters and other stuff like that can put them into a spiritual melancholy that can last thousands of years, that can reduce their light.
So a distortion came to mind for me.
Yeah, and then there are times where very unique viruses, such as COVID here, can affect them. even though they don't need bodies.
Yeah.
It forces them into a body and go through the karmic resolution.
I remember you saying that there's an element of COVID-19 which is it's a time traveler aspect of the virus, and it sort of leads to David Icke saying there is no virus. It's like, well, there's no way of detecting the virus now in our small limited technology, because people keep dying. I mean, the true deaths, not like, you know, fell out of a plane, died from COVID, yeah, because it's all been manipulated and stuff like that. But it's, for me, it's very infectious. That much we know, and people get sick, and apparently that people have been very sick of it. That they don't die, but they're curled up in a ball in their bed for 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you wish to die because the body is yeah. And then you want to wear masks, which fucks with your immune system. So we'll get to that later.
So what they want right now is for the audience to ask comical situations about their cultures. Again, this collective is a bunch of Arcturian comedians that have been on every stand-up comedians on every major world. Ask something that you would never ask in another serious show, because this is not a serious show. And for all of you that have just logged in, oh, this is a serious show. This is not a serious show. I can still use my talents for a non-serious purpose. Okay?
What I find,
Robert just shows the curtains behind Oz.
Oh, well, that's like, I hardly have any conversations on Skype off air. So like, but what about, you know, we're all being traced and tracked, and they're collecting all the information. They'll use it against you. Yeah, I usually do it on free to air public airwaves. So I really don't care. I'm not hiding anything. Like, have a conversation like this. I'm not. Yeah, it's like, oh, okay. World domination.
Here's one from Claire's. Do they get embarrassed about stupid shit like foot and mouth? Yes. All the time they make wrong statements about whole bunches of things. And do they stub their metaphorical energy body toes? Yes. They can be in an energy body and run into something that has energy body resistance technology, go slam, and then they end up with an energy body bruise or a broken bone.
I've hung out with comedians, as you do, because that's what, you know, like in the green room. And I just try to imagine a collective of comedians on one ship. Because, like, okay, what should we do? 20 minutes later, all right, that was very funny, but what should we do? We're under attack. By what? Blah, blah, blah. You know, everyone's just probably trying to outdo each other comedically.
So do they shower every day? No. Most of them, every time they recreate a body, that their body is a self-cleansing body.
Ah, that'll be, because yeah, I'm kind of, I think it's that being old, or I remember, or this part of my soul shard, or whatever it is in my ishness now. Some days I really hate food. Like, it's the routine. Like, oh, I have to wash myself now. Oh, I have to eat food now. Can't I go for a month and just be?
So here's one from Arab. What's it like to have sex with just a light body? Very enlightening. Wah, wah, wah.
It's not that heavy.
There's a few of them going back there. How do we really answer this one?
It's just like fireworks.
Think of your fantasy world, and then, you know, you can increase size and girth, and the person with you can increase their capacity to take size and girth. Or you could have octopus type frequencies. You need not 1, 2, 3, or 4 holes or insertion devices.
So amoeba porn, where it's like 2 cells.
Yes.
Oh, it's the other way around, really. It's 1 cell and then it divides.
Yes. They have their own version of kink. And that is when they go to multiple races and look at their dating rituals, sexual rituals, and try to combine what thousands of different species do in a light body format, and to see how fun it can be.
Now, it is all the, I don't like the word race. Species makes sense, because, like, on Earth there's one race, it's human, and then people are like, oh, you're black and you're brown and you're red and you're yellow. You're all human, and you prove that. Is there interspecial, like, are there half breeds? Like,
yes, it's very common with amongst a lot of species.
Oh, okay. Because I'm just probably thinking from a human point of view. It's like, so if I make love to a Draco,
if you don't get eaten, you might be okay.
Okay, because if you got humanoids which probably have similar organs to multiply, but a ball of gas and a blob, and maybe it's just the comedic mind losing its mind. But how do you the guy from Mallrats, where he's talking to Stan Lee about Superman's sex life, but if he ejaculates, how does Lois contain the My question is about Superman. Who cuts his hair? Because it grows.
Super barber.
Exactly, because I'm watching Man of Steel going, this is awesome. He's still got the same haircut from 20 years ago. Who cuts that? And with what?
Are Arcturians funnier than us? From their own statement, no. We have comical things here that have made some Arcturians almost die with laughter. But earlier in their species history, there were some debacles of experiences where they were trying to help some species out of some difficult things, and no matter what they could do, it always went wrong. So they have multidimensional comedy. They understand how the universe can resist things. And then there are just situations where you get the wrong personalities running the wrong plan who don't really understand a culture, and it becomes devolved into just comical actions upon actions where suddenly other observers are simply laughing their ass off. No matter how density of a species you are, the universe will come in and fuck your plans up.
So like almost Monty Python farce. Whereas
beyond that.
Yeah, beyond that. Okay.
Beyond that, yeah.
Yeah, you know how to write a soap opera where you have a situation and you have one character make the wrong choice. And then for the next 24 minutes, they continually make the wrong choice.
Yep.
Yeah. And so, but if you
that is common in their elder history.
See, that's the fun part. Like the transition, the change, the awakening and stuff. You still want to have a little bit of mystery, and you don't want to remember everything. To me, like going to different civilizations, like you have a soul chart here. Oh, and then you discover it from a human point of view. You don't want to be, you're Arcturian, and then thump, your entire experience of being Arcturian comes back, because it's like you'll just sit there remembering instead of actually exploring.
Yes. So somebody is asking, can you go visit their ship? And they'll simply say, do you have your papers?
Peppers, please. Yeah. In a German accent. Yeah. You have papers to come on to our ship, yeah? Now, here's a question. From there, they obviously have a good view. How full is the solar system at the moment? Are they? They're not the only ones hanging out, I'm sure.
There's thousands and thousands and thousands of species here.
So we are the Truman Show.
No, we're a farm. We're a Walmart or a Costco.
This week on humans. Yeah.
It's not even that. It's more like advertisement. Are you looking for a human to replace your AIs? Don't they work so much better? All you need is a false god, and they will last and self-procreate for centuries.
After the destruction of the Time Wars.
Yeah, only 50% of them have balls. Cut off 25% of their balls, and you will have a very docile species.
Now with free mask.
Exactly. And now they come with special face coverings.
So their annoying twang of a voice will be muffled.
You think you couldn't understand them then? You definitely won't understand them now. Ball masks. So they're gonna once again. This is I'm connecting with them, and they're sitting over there, a bunch of elder Arcturian comedians, scanning the audience here, looking at the various people that are typing in, and they want to know if there's a genius in the group, and if so, they want that genius to type in something unique, not light worker cliches. So reach into your genius, genii out there.
Because I remember, I think last show you put forward a challenge of trying to create a conspiracy, and I've been thinking about it, and it will be very unique because everything's sort of been covered. Like if I think of something, it's like, oh, that's that. I'm taking parts of other conspiracies and trying to form something new. And the only thing I come up with is that Third Rock from the Sun is a documentary.
That's a good one, an old TV show. If you guys haven't watched it.
Yeah. So yeah.
When it comes to, a few of them are adding some ideas here. When it comes to creating a conspiracy in the conspiracy world, all you need to do is look to Hollow Earth, the place where all the conspiracies came from. Because there is where you can say absolutely anything about them, and there's no Hollow Earth people coming out and being Hollow Earth. What does it call it? Fuck, I'm in a total brain fart. Testimonial states. What is it? Not turncoat. Turning state's evidence and.
Like witness trader,
whistleblower. There's no Hollow Earth whistleblowers.
Look, I've got some information, but I'm from a cave. But
okay, that's where all the conspiracies stem from. They're quite serious about it. It all comes from there.
So is that the battle between good and evil? It's basically the surface against the Hollow Earth.
The surface, the subsurface, is the management of the many Costco's on the surface. It's the Waltons who run Walmart. Okay, it's the stock owners and the board members.
I do love talking about underground. The Prime Creator writes the best jokes. Like, we have a deep underground military base, or DUM for short. These are dumb.
And people are going to believe those dumb acronyms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole, it's, watched the James Corbett report where there's a guy from the Washington Post who's written a book how in one chapter he says, like, in 2005 this guy pointed out that the NSA is spying on everybody, and that's just a crank theory. And then about 3 chapters later I was looking through First Fruits, I think it's called, and my name's in it, and they were the NSA were spying on everybody. And it's like, you really, he contradicts himself in his own book. That's the fun, the shitty part about being a conspiracy theory. Like, for me, from my perspective, I've seen a lot of people becoming more spiritual. And it's like, or they're realizing what's going on. And I've been talking about this for a decade. Where is my recognition? Maybe my ego needs to be tempered, but it's an element where, like, did you know? Like, yes, I do. I think you're frozen there, Andrew.
Yes, I'm having internet issues. I'm going to turn off my video for a second because the internet has been fuckered here the last 2 days.
Yeah, your little bars have gone to red, which is
I know. I have red bar syndrome. It's my internet's unstable. Oh no! Damn you, internet!
Yeah, and that's someone fiddling with the switch, basically, isn't it?
No, that's just the internet being the internet. Everyone on lockdown, and none of the internet companies ever prepared for everyone being at home watching porn.
Yeah, I mentioned that occasionally on my show where I don't say COVID is the gift that keeps on giving, because people go, what? Like that's not right. But it's shown us that the medical system's fucked. The politicians are corrupt. Big pharma, everything. It's that I can see it being a karmic resolution where it's like, even the theory of they were going to release it a year later and try and do what they're doing now, but the Prime creator's just gone, bink, try now, bitches. Like, oh fuck. The incompetence across the level and everything else like that, where it's as a spectrum. Most people are in the middle type thing. Well, I'm in the middle, but Trump's either the savior or he's Satan, and it's like, well, he's more in the middle. Like, oh, he wore a mask, and the outpouring of shit from he wore a mask and he shouldn't kowtow and blah blah blah. He's in a fucking hospital. Like, hello.
So here's one from Kathleen. Another sadder. There's something called truth porn.
Yeah, I would introduce sometimes my show where like we're taking a hit of hopium and watching the fear porn, so you get that balance.
Truth porn.
Hey, you want to watch some truth? It's really dirty. What type of truth porn do you like? Geez.
Truth porn. What's so fucking funny?
What I find interesting about, like, I think Danzig, the singer, said, Disney makes you hate your stepmother, but Pornhub has a different idea.
Exactly.
So what do the Arcturians think of, like, what do they find funny of what's happening with the whole protests and everything else like that, where it should be about police corruption and reforming, but they just seem to be burning everything down.
They laugh at it. Everyone knows they live in a corrupt world. Just nobody wants to say it at the same time.
I remember, I think it was yesterday I mentioned to you, I said on my show, because we're 3.5 months out from the election, what if a candidate comes out of left field and wants to run
on anti-corruption?
Yeah, run on anti-corruption, and instantly, a nanosecond later, that won't happen. It's like you're denying the existence of that. Yeah. One way to get out of all the shit that we're going through, and they're blocking the possibility. They won't even manifest the idea. Like, well, yeah, I can see why alien races find it hilarious. It's like, well, he just put forward a great idea and they shut it down. Limitations. That's what it's all about.
I mean, in their own words, these are comedians, but some of them have a political satirical tint to them. And they go, our world politics is run by a subsurface world politics, but the subsurface world politics they're using is the subsurface satire. Yeah, and that's how our world is run, by the subsurface satire of politics.
And that's the interesting thing, because that satire and parody is very hard to spot these days. Where the Babylon Bee, they're sort of like the new Onion, if I can say it that way. If they've been dropping truth bombs all year, it's fantastic. You'll giggle your ass off. But one of them, actually, one post they had is Trump wears a mask, and it makes the mainstream media question if the masks are effective. And it's like, and someone's gone, well, good, they're looking at it. It's like, no, it's parody. But parody and satire is it's blending into truth, and people can't figure it out.
And that's why what the Arcturians are saying is the subsurface politics and the satire of the subsurface politics and the parody is actually how our world's being run. They take this parody and the satire of the subsurface politics and apply it up here.
Yeah, and that's, if you look at most of the political system, you're going, are you taking the piss? Like, some Democrats think you can abort a fetus after the baby's born. It's
Yeah.
that level of stupidity. Oh, we're going to see if the baby's okay. It's free from the mother. How can you want to abort a fetus? What is wrong with you people?
Well, that again, that's the parody, the satire of extremism that is in its own echo chamber.
So yeah, people actually put forward like they're cheering on the global narrative because they're losing, and it's better to step back now and like please keep going because they're outing themselves. That's the whole thing. If you want for the New World Order to come into effect, they actually have to start saying we're all going to kill you type thing. There's got to be a point where they can't be sneaky about it, and they have to step forward and go, no, we are bastards, and you're all our slaves. And like, I don't see humanity going, all right then.
So the other thing is, this Hollow Earth politics needs not show us anything. They have a song and a dance and a pony show we're believing in. And as long as it gets the view ratings, as the whole global narrative is one giant TV show, they continue to win. And what is winning? Keeping you separated from your source. What is your source? Do you source yourself from the global narrative, or do you source yourself from the infinite frequencies of all that is, was, and ever will be?
Yeah, and
which is its own joke in its own way.
Yeah, and that's sort of anchoring the Arcturian energy, where I've been smirking in a gleeful way for most of the, like, if I'm feeling, if I start going, oh, I'm like, they've got my back in that respect. That's sort of what it feels like. It's like there's that connection. It's like, that's, I mentioned it where, I'm sitting at my own table at the cafeteria, but I'm going, hey, I know they're there. And this, I don't feel alone, that type of aspect. And I know I'm supposed to take my body with me, but I'm not really worried too much that I'll lose it in that element.
It's not exactly like luggage.
Yeah, it's like, well, this is mine, and I'm taking it with me. But if I lose it, I actually say, like, oh, they want to kill us all. Yeah, but once I leave my body, I'm going to have more knowledge and be more cranky, and then come back and kick their asses. Strike, as Obi-Wan Kenobi, strike me down and I become more powerful than you ever imagined. So I don't see, that's the stupidity of it, where, I mean, there's an element of the DNA skin suit technology, but the backlash would be immense if, oh, we'll kill everybody and then we'll come back and crush you like a bug. What is wrong with you people?
The thing is, one of the reasons, now we're getting a little too serious, but they've wiped out the stock in the farm many times when DNA and concepts got in there they didn't want. Now they're far too invested into the DNA, and the people that are the high-end management, the stock owners, don't want to destroy everything's there. They just want to figure out how they can rapidly reprogram it and keep it addicted to a narrative in perpetuity, ultimately.
Yeah.
They're too invested. They're too invested over millions of years of keeping us genetically controlled.
Yeah, and that's sort of part of their downfall, because it's like, we need them stuck in a loop. Yeah, but they're evolving. Oh, shut up.
Well, just kill off the evolving ones.
Yeah, but there's still maintain.
But it's like Hydra. Every awakened one you kill off, 2 more rise.
Yeah, from a mental point of view, just the mind's like, I thought about it, like, okay, so to free the planet, we have to, item 57. I'll stop here. Oh, this is really big. But on the other hand, it's like, well, you can sort of, in a way, ignore all of that and step back and like, well, I've already, to quote from Highlander 3, not a popular film, you've already lost.
You've already lost. As soon as you've picked a side that isn't you, you've already lost.
Yeah. Become your own shaman and have your own merchandising. What do you think of the Washington Redskins changing their name? Because apparently a couple of years ago, there was a survey with Native Americans, and 90% is like, no, it's fine.
So
we're quite proud of it.
That exact debate has been going around for 25 years.
Yeah.
The same thing with the Cleveland Indians and any other sports team that has a Native American ending. They've been protesting that shit since the day those names came out. It just regurgitated news again. And now something's being done about it because the woke ass community has figured out how to manipulate the corporate world into guilt.
Yeah, because it's I don't hear the Native Americans complaining about it. It's white liberals and like
it's white liberals.
Yeah.
The Native Americans have been doing it for so long. Get those names out of there. It's insulting to us, and no one listened to them.
Yeah. I think the last time this came up, I think it was a Native American, so I'm going to give them props. But they should be called the Washington Caucasians, and they just had the head of a white guy.
Yes. Caucasian invaders.
Yeah.
Perfect sport team.
Yes, it's like I enjoy Black Panther. Mauler, who does critiques, who ripped it apart, and I agreed with everything he said, but I still watch it because that's the fun part about stories. Like, yeah, I know it's full of holes and it's crap. I enjoyed it, but the premise that they came from is like black people are awesome, which they are, but they've gone, but everyone else, yeah, they call white people colonizers. And it's like, you're only looking back 2,000 years. We've been on this planet for millions of years. It's like, how can you? It's like, oh,
that's their convenient truth.
Yeah, like we want reparations for slavery. Well, I'm British, and so Rome's put us as slaves. So should I approach the Italian government for money? Because how far back do you want to go with this?
So what about the Irish demanding reparations from the British?
Yeah, I like that. It's like slavery's bad. Look out for the black man. And the Irish are like, well, fuck off then. What about us? You lying bastards.
Okay. I come from Greece. We were enslaved for over 1,000 years. You guys only been enslaved for 400 years.
Yeah, like the Greeks came before the Romans, but the Romans stole everything from Greece. We like the Greeks; they're quite a fun. So, but we'll change the name so we think that we're better. Like Jupiter, Zeus. You know, everything was they just took the Greek model and rebranded everything.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
so culturally appropriated everything, including their gods.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, we could come up with our own ideas, but we're pricks with swords, so we'll just say that, you know, to be Roman. And you got the Vikings, and like that's that whole Nick Cannon thing of like, all the white men are savages and brilliant because they don't have the melanin, they don't have soul. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
So I said this last week that, you know, God forbid the world comes to a great change. It's the Karens of the world that trigger the awakening. And it's ultimately the battle of the masks that creates the next level of it's Karens and masks that make the next awakening. Karens, Kens, and masks. That's what frees us from political tyranny.
And did you know, I've been told as well, because I'm not a big fan of racism, you treat everyone equally. So if you hate everybody equally, you're fine. That's sort of where I go. Not that I hate everyone equally, but apparently calling someone a Karen is racist. And I'm thinking, not really, because it's white people calling other white people. How is it racist? It's demeaning and it's offensive, but it's not racist because it's mainly, I didn't see like, the term Karen coming out from the Native Americans or the African American side. It's mainly just the Caucasians calling other Caucasians. Remember, we were when did they change? It used to be Anglo-Saxons. It's like, well, that's only a small bit. So Caucasian covers everybody.
Yes. And for somebody says, how many Karens does it take to screw in a light bulb? Let me see your manager. The manager's going to change the light bulb.
Exactly. Yes. How many lead singers does it take to change a light bulb?
How many? I don't know.
One. Well, they just stand there and everything else revolves around them.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's been in the back burner all show. So I had to get that out.
Hold on, I got one that's been on the back burner for a second. Let me just pull it up real quick. It's another Buddhist joke. On a terrace of a monastery high in the mountains, an old Buddhist Zen master stood next to a much younger monk while they both contemplated the great void of misty space out yonder. The old monk at one point gently declares, "Ah, my son, one day all this void will be yours.
I like that. Very. It's a rewrite of a Monty Python sketch, but that's brilliant as well.
Yes.
I just remember. Is that a cow, or did you get a text on your phone?
That's a cow.
Okay, because you should use that as your text on. The movie Hot Shots, which is just like a Naked Gun and
I know
aeroplane.
the movie very well. Hot Shots
Yeah.
Part 2 was the best. Part 2.
Yes, yeah, war. It's fantastic. I'm like,
Yes.
yeah. But in that one, it's like the Colonel. It's a parody of Rambo, and they go to a Buddhist temple to find Charlie Sheen's character. I just thought of another joke. It's like, who are they? Oh, she's CIA and he's an extra. and the other line from that is like, all these men are celibate, like their fathers before them and their fathers before them.
Wah.
Oh, it's stupid humor, but why not? It's like, you gotta laugh. That's the Australian sort of philosophy. You gotta laugh because we live in a country that anything will kill us. Every animal, but the trick is that's it. There you go. Oh, they're all so young. Oh, and Mr. Lloyd, Lloyd Bridges, he's fantastic in that. He can play an idiot so well. It's like he's a shining beacon of that film, where they're on top of an aircraft carrier, and the wind takes his hat and it floats and drops off into the sea. He's like, quick, turn the ship around and pick up my hat. So we can't do, because it takes forever for one of those to turn around. All right, well, just get a guy in a dinghy. We'll come back and pick him up.
Such dry, perfect humor to response in the moment. Exactly.
Yeah, it's if you haven't seen it and you can stomach it, it is a fantastic. It's like early 90s.
Yes, it's like 93, 92.
Yeah, before Charlie did all that wacky, crazy shit. So,
well, he had just begun his wacky, crazy journey then.
Yeah. And Rowan Atkinson is in the second one. I can't come with you. Why? Someone's tied my shoelaces together. And so he has to be carried all the way through.
I totally forgot that he was in that. I totally forgot. I remember that now.
Yeah, he's just a small guest thing, but he's the reason they have to go in. And that's all. That was after the Iraq War. So there's so many gags about the first Middle Eastern War.
Yeah.
Where it ends up with Lloyd Bridges fighting Saddam Hussein with lightsabers.
And Saddam Hussein turns into a half dog monster when the Terminator energy buttons falls out of his dog.
Yeah. Very good parody. See, that's the level of parody. But if you watch it now, it's like, what documentary is this? Oh, and Blackadder. That's fantastic as well. If you want to see, it's very respectful of World War One. Blackadder goes fourth. It's the fourth season, and it's based in World War One. And one of the characters' names Darling. And it works, Captain Darling. It works so well because they didn't say Darling as a name, but hello, Darling. And it's like the actor had got a twitch out of it just by playing the character. He was just like, he's been questioned by Blackadder because they're looking for a German spy in a hospital. I'm British. I'm as British as Queen Victoria. Oh, so you're half German. You married a German, and your father's German.
There you go. Perfect.
Yes.
All right. So we've reached a point in the show where we're going to open up for people who want to call. So go on, click on down to that participants button. And if you're a chicken shit, extricate the chicken shit out of yourself and learn how to raise your hand. So we've got people beginning to raise. We're going to give people a little bit extra time to get their fingers out of their assholes.
Politely, of course.
Politely wipe it off a little bit before you touch your keyboard, and you click raise your hand. There, we've got some more people raising their hand. We want even more people to raise the hand. Exactly.
I like Alan.
We are not here. We are not here for serious shit. If you're going to ask serious shit, we're going to hang the fuck up on you. So if you want to ask about the baby raping lizards and the the electromagnetic field and Trump good bad. Unless it's funny, fuck off.
Yeah,
Okay?
or we'll only answer it as a closer. So what should I? Yes.
And-
What's my purpose here? Yes.
And Monty is the only one doing psychic readings. If you ask for a psychic reading question, only Monty will answer it.
Yes, and it's going to be the same answer for everybody. You're all from a city in Scotland called Purley, and you're a monk in 1973.
Okay. All right, Robert. Let's spin up the wheels of comical callers who are not serious and see what the universe presents to us.
Aaron Webb, you're live and not serious.
Aaron Webb, are you there?
Yeah,
Hi,
I am.
where are you calling from today?
I'm calling from Kingwood, Texas.
Kingwood. It's been a little while since we talked to you. How are you doing today?
I'm well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. What do you think of today's show?
I'm enjoying it.
Okay. Did we get you to spit out your drink at all?
No.
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 Okay, we're not that funny, huh?
Well,
Sorry.
yeah, I'm
Sorry.
enjoying
There was
it.
a lot of slapstick going on, guys.
Yeah.
No, I was
So-
laughing.
Okay. So what comedy do you have for us?
Ugh, I don't have any comedy.
Then why did you raise your hand?
Why
Because
call
you
into a
called me
comedy show?
Shit. We
Oh,
did.
so defense mechanism. All right, like, motherfuckers calling me out.
But I want to ask Octurians a question.
Okay. It better be
Okay.
funny though.
Oh, tough crowd. So it was based upon something you talked about. I believe it was last week, or no? When did we last talk to them? The fucking time. I think
Tuesday.
we talked to them on Tuesday. Yeah. You talked about like an energetic fetus and staying longer. Is that something that is
Yes, women could be pregnant for many more years. 12
okay?
years.
But how old? Is there any like age limit when you're doing it with light bodies?
50 to 150,000 years.
But like the
That's all.
Octurian race,
This-
what's the average lifespan?
This is too serious.
Oh,
shit.
no.
This is too
I can slip in comedy.
Okay,
I can
go
slip in
ahead.
comedy.
Go
Slip
ahead.
in,
Go
slip it in,
ahead.
slip it in.
Torch
Well,
is yours, Monty.
Because my question is like, will that cow fuck off? Like, yeah, if a female's 12 pregnant
don't
for
know,
12
Monty.
years. I don't know Monty either. This is part of the fun of being on the planet. Like, who the fuck are you? How long is morning sickness if it's 12 years long? That's my question. And what hell does the male go through? Like, I'm not having a good year.
Too much. All right, guys. Well, I know I'm not funny, so pick on somebody else.
Okay.
Well,
Thank
from
you.
Texas. I don't want to be shot.
All right, Robert, spin up the wheel of comical callers who are not serious and who are not raising their hand out of revenge.
I come kill you.
I reset the list, so you'll have to raise your hands again, folks. But
Oh, yes.
Lokesh Rai.
Lokesh, are you there? Lokesh, going once.
Watch for the signal.
Yeah, hello.
There we go.
Hello.
How's it going, guys?
How you doing today?
Yeah, good. Great show. I didn't understand half the things you're talking about, but
Either way.
that was just supposed to be funny. But
It
yeah.
works.
So, what do you have?
I'm-
What do you comical stuff do you have for us today?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
So yeah, I was listening to your light language stuff. So to me, it sounds like gibberish. Are you just making that stuff up? Like,
No.
When I heard it, like, I had no idea what you were saying, but it resonated with me. And I was wondering what stand-up
Can you
comedy
stop the
sounds like in
video?
like, if what stand-up comedy sounds like in light language, because I have no idea what you're saying, but part of me is like, yeah, totally fine.
yeah, you can pretty much say anything you want, and you can call it light language, right?
No, that's not true either.
No,
That's
it's
what's
not Joe
supposed to be
Biden.
Funny.
We actually, Andrew has rapped in light language as well, and he got his rhymes down.
So, what do you have to do to learn a light language?
Too serious of a question. This is a comical show. Next. Next.
Call on Thursdays.
Call on Thursdays. Robert, spin up the wheel of callers. See who's next.
Patruska Patrus.
Whatever Robert just said.
Yeah.
Are you there?
My English education. He's got a very interesting name that I can't say.
Patrusus, are you there?
Hold on. Okay, I have here a lot of technology around me. Give me a second.
No, that worked. That's comedic.
Oh, this is. Could you hear me? This is fucking amazing. Okay.
Awesome.
No, I was thinking. No, they are not going to blah, blah, blah. And I asked to the actors, okay, with no, I'm not respect, okay. Actors is going to happen to me, and they told me yeah, and me fuck you, and look. Oh. Okay, I'm still here.
Yes, we're still here. What comical things do you want to bring to us today?
Oh, pues really, o sea, the comic scene was que I was having so much fun on the chat que I was taking the piece in a nice way to the Arcturians, okay, in my dimensional world, and they told me, yeah, come on, and I was saying, come on, I was having like a dimensional chat over here with these people, and now I don't know, I'm here, I don't know what to say.
Well, so you're having a chat with the Arcturians, and it's like, yeah, hang out with these guys.
Yeah, because I was taking the piece, calling it the actus, but I use the actus because Arcturians is too long to type, and I was just sorting it out. But I was having so much fun on the chat. And they, for some reason, they make me be here again. Okay.
See, those wacky Arcturians with their comedy.
Yeah, no. It's just that, okay? Give now the call to the next one, because now I don't feel the fluid, passing through me. Oh, it's so embarrassed.
And when we can get people to laugh like that, we know we've done our job.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We
No,
know
no.
We've done our job.
Such a great time online. I mean, really
shirt?
teaching
Look at these
myself,
shirts.
okay?
Look at that.
Really,
Look
really
at
good.
these strong little
Okay,
legs.
nothing else to say. Just pass to the next.
Who's that? That's you and me, and that's you.
Hello,
and
Robert.
You and me, and there's you
Yeah,
and me
Robert.
and
Yeah, your mic's on. Hot mic.
Olga and... Whoop, my microphone's not muted.
Arcturians.
Yes, they unmuted you, Robert.
Well, I've been watching on Twitter. Some people put up just babies laughing, and oh my god, just hearing a baby laugh because it's so pure, and it could be about anything, but those little humans are giggling, and it just cuts through everything. It's fantastic.
And then some people put baby laughing to all sorts of political things, like the political talking heads will say something and it's just a baby laughing at it.
Yeah, I shared a meme of Joe Biden where it's like, goats are like mushrooms. If you shoot a duck, I'm scared of toasters.
If you shoot a duck, I'm scared of toasters. I'm Joe Biden and I support my message.
I'm Joe Biden. I have no idea what my message is. But what I find it makes no sense, but it works.
Exactly. It works. All right, Robert, let's attempt one more caller. So next caller, if you are not funny, we're going to hang up on you. Robert, one more caller. If you better be funny.
It's a comedy show.
I was saying goodnight there. You guys got to hear all that. Nathaniel St. Pierre.
Nathaniel, comedic St. Pierre, are you there? No, I am not there. Nathaniel. Nathaniel.
Yeah, I'm here. I just got the
He
thing.
made it.
What's up?
How you
Say,
doing
it's
today?
funny, I got all the pressure now. I gotta be the funny caller.
That's right. Well,
Yeah.
so where are you calling from?
I'm in Connecticut. I just got off work. I work at the post office. I work in the inner city, and it got me thinking, who are the galactic crackheads out there? Like the spiritual crackheads. Or
Good
just-
one.
I'm
The
around these
galactic
people all the
crackheads.
time, and I deal with them with grace. But man, there's some crazy motherfuckers out there.
They're called Amarians, Amarians, and they infect world and they bring their drugs all around. And oftentimes they move into a world and it's like reverse Trumpism on other worlds.
Reverse Trumpism, like
Yes, like there's other planets like they'll suddenly have like they'll reverse their frequencies and become Trumpists and stop the Amarians from moving in and squatting in their worlds and taking over their public services.
oh, okay, all right. So
Yes.
they just literally come in to just fuck shit up because like that's what they want to do.
No, that's their culture, literally. And they want everyone to follow their culture, which is to use everyone else's culture. Quite literally. So have you gone postal on anyone yet?
I've gotten close, man. Like one of my first weeks on the job, this guy just cussed out the head manager of the brand, starts screaming and swearing, and this whole thing takes off. And he's back the next day. It's hard to get fired over here. They got a union and everything.
So what's the
Stressful
strangest
job,
thing?
man.
What's the strangest thing you've delivered in the mail?
Well, no doubt they got a
There's
union and
drugs
everything
of
of all sorts. The strangest thing, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know.
Well, how would you have to look into the packages, and that's not right.
That's what I mean, you know. But no doubt, when you got people there waiting for you or offering to give you money to deliver a package on time and all this other shit, I'm like, I don't need the money. It's my job. I'm good. So, but
Hey,
I
you need
like
a
the
delivery.
experience.
Hey, you need a delivery. Yeah, I've got some money for a delivery. Okay.
Pretty much, man. But it's a good job. You see a lot of people every day. It you know, it
I
is.
can't
what it is.
remember. I can't
So
remember the.
do you
the
deliver
Seinfeld
mail?
ep-
Do you deliver
ahead.
mail? Do you deliver mail to doors?
Yeah, to doors, a lot of apartments because I'm in the city.
So you probably have a
So-
lot of dog stories barking at you coming up.
Oh yeah, I mean, plenty of times, man, dogs, and then or when they just run out of nowhere, and all of a sudden you're backpedaling, about to fight a dog, and just being in the apartment buildings. Man, I've seen some stuff, man. I've seen this crackhead passed out. I walk back, and next thing I know, this guy's in there, got her legs up in the air, doing who knows what. He runs out of the laundromat, and then there's a group of guys just waiting there. They start, it's like hood justice. They just grab him and start beating the shit out of him. Like till the cops come, crazy stuff in the hood, man. It's always something.
So what-
there's
Go ahead, Monty.
The best explanation of going postal that I've seen is actually in a Seinfeld episode when Newman, Jerry asked Newman, so why do all these postal workers go insane and flip out? It's the mail, Jerry. It comes every day. You post it, you get it out, and you do it, and then the next day there's more, and then the next day there's more, and it's so perfect. It's like, yeah, if you need to explain what postal, you can see why you go and say it never ends. It just comes and always.
Mostly the management and the structure, but yeah, it's you. They overwork and you're underpaid. So I appreciate the comedy. You guys lighten the mood. I'm sorry I can't think I don't have that many jokes, but I appreciate the Arcturian perspective.
All right. So what made you laugh today?
Let me see. Well, okay. When you guys were talking about how limited we are, and then Monty's like, "Oh, we're so limited that we reject the title. Like we can't even see what we are. That's how limited we are." And I like that concept that we're going so deep into unconsciousness that, not that it's like wrong, it's just like it is part of the experience. So like to embrace it. Like Alan Watts kind of talks about that, being a really unconscious person and as part of the play and the whole thing.
It's so human. Like, you're a grandmaster of limitations. No, I'm not. Shut up.
Yeah, and I don't know. The human defiance, the human spirit, man. It's just something about it. Even in this fucked up situation that we're in, it's still like we can still find the comedy, and I really do. I think I wish more people would tune into these shows because I think the comedy perspective sometimes is a lot. I mean, I know there's serious stuff that goes on, but it's good that you guys are doing this.
It actually it breaks up the energy of it, where we can tell truth, but it's hidden in jokes and the power of laughter. If I can get a bit flowery, it breaks up the energy as well. So if we're just speaking in a monotone, like, and then once you've hit nirvana, you'll experience extreme glee, but people are turned off. But if it's in comedy, it's like, I have no idea what I heard, but I'm laughing, and the subconscious is like, yeah, we know, and we're going to give you an awesome dream when you go to sleep.
You feel the joy frequency that triggers something. I was at a party one time. We were talking about like, how is it would do like plants and flowers or bugs or animals, like do they get close to attaining some spiritual enlightenment, and then like if they die, do they have to start over again? And then like, I was 2 millimeters from nirvana, and then you stepped on me and I died. And like, I don't know, it's just that whole concept, like that we're all chasing something, like, oh, it's not like a rush to be an non-existent or like this all sentient thing. Like the limitations can be cool and a fun experience.
So if plants smoke cannabis, are they cannibals?
Yeah. Man, Dave's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I gotta get my pot plant high.
I'm a Buddhist till I get inside my house and everything's up for games. Like spider, smack, fly outside. Oh, on your way. No, you're in my house now, motherfucker. Bam.
I thought about that too. I'm like, should I not kill these bugs? But I'm like, if that thing bites my kid, my girlfriend's gonna be pissed. So
yeah, limitations. You got to have limitations.
Karmic consequences from the girl. You can't create that new karma. Therefore, the spider must die.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Andrew's like, oh, you can create and hold space so your soul family can experience life even in a rock or a bug or whatever. And I'm like, did I just kill someone? Like, so,
it's okay. Yeah. They deserved it.
Yeah, it's like, but you could capture them and release them into the wild. It's like, yeah, what should I'll just knit him a fucking sweater as well? No, you're in my house.
Yeah. So
I've put spiritual wards up. Fuck off.
How does this spider constantly break my spiritual wards? It must be an evil conspiratorial spider. Whack.
Take that, cabal.
Flies a chance. I see a fly and it's gone.
It's gone. You pull out the chopsticks.
Yeah, they have a small lifespan, and I express that to them. Yeah.
Exactly. Welcome back to reincarnation, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Hope you're not a fly again. Hope you're not a fly again. What did you learn from me killing you this time?
Yeah.
Don't fly by my nose.
Big hint: rainforest, not my fucking house. Just putting it out there.
How long you been listening for?
I started with the start of the show. I had to stop listening for a few minutes when I was in the office, but I came back.
No, listen to our show in general.
Well, so it's funny. Back in like 2014, when you did all the Galactic History videos, I watched that stuff. Took a long break from your material. Then recently, like the last few weeks, I started listening to you again. It was so synchronistic because I was having really bad gut problems. Got tested, found out I have H. pylori, got a colonic done, released a ton of bile. So now I'm on a herbal natural treatment to get rid of the bacteria. And yeah, things are good. I'm doing my revocations again because again, I found all this stuff back then, but I didn't really understand. I kind of understood, but now I feel like I understand things a lot better. So
next time around, you got a better understanding of it.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing about spirituality. You could take a vacation from it, and when you come back, you've learned a whole new point of view about it.
And life is better after a big poo as well.
Yeah, and like you guys were saying, like I'm diet woke or whatever. Like it's like I thought, oh, I know all this stuff, and I would remember some things Andrew had said in the past, but now getting back into the material, I'm like, oh, I really didn't understand this shit back then. Like now I'm finally starting to.
Yeah, it's very similar to the myth of the Holy Grail, where as a young man you pop into the castle and you can see the dying king. It's like, yeah, whatever, dude, and you walk out. It's like, oh fuck no, and then you spend half your life trying to get back into the castle again.
Like, yeah, you didn't, wouldn't know where you were at. And then that's part of the thing, you know, to become unconscious and then to find it again and whatever. But I don't want to slip back and be lazy or anything like that. Just taking care of my physical health and you know, doing all that. So
in a way, it makes things easier, but also it opens up a lot of things and you expand on. From one part of my experience was, instead of fearing the unknown, you start to love the mystery, and it's that change of perspective that way, where if you've got a comedic sort of mind to it as well, instead of like, why does this keep happening to me? It's like, what am I learning? Because it fucking hurts. Like, you try and find the right thing, and having a sense of humor about certain things as well. The ability to laugh at yourself helps as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And just, I remember, like, you know, okay, if all this, my experience, everything is being imprinted, like my experience isn't lost, even if I'm the only one experiencing it right now, that, you know, all this crazy shit that's happened to me, that you can share that perspective with people.
So let me ask you this. What's the funniest thing you've ever done to yourself?
To myself?
Yes. Unintentionally. I'll share one of mine. I hit my head on my own car door. Sorry, my pop-top trunk 3 times in 4 minutes.
What was your higher self trying to tell you there, Andrew?
Don't smoke any more weed, teenager.
That's why I've had those experiences on acid where you're looking all over for something, and then, you know, only to find out that, like, you dropped it somewhere, and on your way, you, like, I would give up. I was looking for this hat. I gave up looking for it. Looked all over. I started walking back, and then next thing I know, there it is.
There's the fucking hat.
Yeah, shit like that. You know, you're tripping on acid and stuff.
I've got well, not me personally, acid stories, but people have told me, as like, I had a housemate who would go to raves, and he would tell things like the ability of, like, you park your car, you start tripping, and then you have to go find your car, and you spend half the night trying to look for it.
Your car. It's parked right next to your campsite.
And he had a friend come up to him and actually ask him this question: okay, if you're on acid, where would you hide your car keys?
In the car. So I'll share a tripping story. I was 21, and we had gone to one of those outdoor convention party rave kind of things where you party for the whole weekend. And this was next to a river. It's called River Rave 3.3. And it was really a great show, actually. But our first night there, we parked, got our fire going. You could hear the music playing in the dance fields over there. And we decided we wanted to cook a little bit. And I'm just leaning back on my sleeping bag. The tents and shit aren't even set up because they're lazy as fuck. And I go, hey, is that a cat? And everyone goes, hey, look, that's a cat. And I'm like, no, that's not a cat. That's a skunk. And it went and sprayed all of us.
Oh my God. Wow.
Okay. And we had taken our dosage like 5 hours before that. So we were well into our peaks.
Oh my God.
Do you smell something?
And we're talking, this stream is like 2 fingers thick. It's getting hit. Woo! It hit all 14 of us.
Clearly, the skunk was a rock fan. It's like, motherfuckers in my house. I remember I was on mushrooms and I was watching Pink Floyd, Pulse, and Shone on Your Crazy Diamond played, which goes for 12 minutes. That was an interesting trip. But I started laughing, and I was laughing the saxophone solo. I was actually following the notes through my laughter, which made me just trip even more.
That's go deep, off. Man.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I didn't wake my housemates either, which I found amazing.
Maybe did they know what was happening?
No. They're probably stoned out of their gourd anyways. Like, you hear something? No.
So
meanwhile, you're just laughing a whole solo.
Yeah.
So before I got squirted by the skunk, there's another story I'm going to share also. So where I grew up at, we have what's called Cedar Point Amusement Park. It's got the largest fastest roller coasters in the world. It's got like I don't know, umpteen amount of roller coasters. So me and my friend Garrett go there at like 10 o'clock in the morning. We're in line. We get in and we drop 2 hits of LSD, paper, blotter. And what do we decide to do the first ride? We go on the water ride. So we're sloshing wet
For the whole day.
the whole fucking day. Slush. And as you're beginning to peak, we're like, I just want to stop and dry off. And we just kept going on the water rides to cool down. And we decided to go to the tiger thing because there's a big cage with a tiger and it's doing tricks and stuff. And we kind of whittle our way all the way through. And there's people to the left and to the right of us. Garrett's right here. And all of a sudden we hear people go, ah, and they like the whole crowd flees except for us two. The tiger squirted the entire crowd. Instead of 2 fingers, it's like the thickness of 4 fingers. It went across my face, down my shirt. So the rest of the day we're in wet clothes and we smell of fucking tiger piss that you can't get off of you.
What the fuck,
The
dude?
next
Only
day,
you that would happen.
The next day, I'm smelling my clothes going, oh my God. And when we were in line for hours waiting for rides and people were like 10 feet away from us. And we couldn't figure out why.
A blessing.
Pissed on by a fucking tiger. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, I've just had an idea. I'm going to make up about 2060 bus passes and go to raves and meet people that are tripping balls. Are you tripping? Yeah, this is for you. And then walk away. What the fuck is this?
Tell them to go to platform 4 3/4 and then pick up the bus.
Now, you need the Nirvana bus, not the Shambhala bus.
You're in the wrong Earth Hollow.
Those are my 2 unique experiences tripping when animals did things to us.
Well, yeah, I do remember you sharing that story about the furries. That was a unique experience.
Oh God. My first Burning Man experience, getting gang exalted by furries and getting cummed on.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
No, don't tell this one again, please. No. Oh no, I want to sleep tonight.
Oh, I'm missing out. No. All right.
Oh boy.
You'll have to watch the video. Yeah, everything's recorded.
Exactly.
Okay, all right.
I think that was
I'm glad I
our
could
3rd
go
or
on
4th comedy show with David Ellis on there.
I'll check it out. So.
Oh. No, I'm not allowed to tell it. I've been banned.
That's fine.
And yeah, if you watch the original video, you'll realize why.
All right, I'll check it out. So.
All right, man. Thanks a lot for calling in.
Hey,
You've been an
I appreciate
outstanding comical person. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll talk to you guys. See you.
Yeah.
See you
All right,
later.
Mr. Monty. I believe we've reached the end of our comical show. And why don't you give away for people to get a hold of you?
I am on YouTube at Wafer Thin Entertainment, and I put up these shows. So I'll put this show up in a week, and I've got a playlist so you can watch all of them. And so, there's 16 hours of comedy, as well as if you dare to go into the war zone that is Twitter, I'm at Real Monty Dean. I'm on Instagram where I just post memes, which is monty.dean, and on Facebook, as just Monty Dean. So that's all. And people asking me for a reading. You're from Purley in Scotland, and you were a monk in 1973. It's the same reading for everybody. Oh, there you go.
All right, everybody. You know who I am at. You can go to my website, andrewbartzis.com. Find me on Facebook and YouTube and all the other places that we're at. We will be back this coming Tuesday for another exciting show of adventures into reality. Thanks a lot, everyone. An honor to have you all in our comical genius moments. And keep on laughing, keep on trucking, and let go of the global narrative. We'll catch you on Tuesday.
See you later.
Folks, mysterious counter psychic intelligence.
Why is DNA farming of this star cluster so important?
Because we do manifest our reality. We do create our reality.